Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Serena Scott Thomas joins DOOL. Is Xander's mama coming to Salem? Days of Our Lives, DOOL, spoilers reveal that a new face will arrive in Salem down the road. Day's Instagram account just verified some casting news with a teaser advertisement involving Serena Scott Thomas, who's joining the show in a mysterious part. Still, we may be suitable to break this riddle, grounded on what we re-hearing from Day's interposers. It looks like Serena Scott Thomas is playing Xander Cook's, Paul Telfer, mama, and the fact that Paul Telfer follows her on Instagram bolsters that buzz. It makes sense for Xander's mama to come to city and come part of the drama girding his true maternity. Maybe Xander's mama will confirm she wrote the letter to Victor Kiriakis, John Aniston, not Angelica Devereaux, Judith Chapman. Of course, it'd be nice to see Xander reconnect with his mama anyway, especially now that she's a grandmother. Victoria Horton Cook deserves to meet her grandma and form a bond with her, so hopefully Days will let that play out. Perhaps Xander's mama could also be on hand for Xander and Sarah Horton's, Lindsay Godfrey, remarriage, since they surely headed in that direction. Sarah and Xander's relationship is on solid ground, so they'll presumably tie the knot again nearly down the line. As for Serena Scott Thomas, she's known for her places on Nash Islands, Summerland, Wicked Games, and further. It's always nice to get some casting news and look forward to a new appearance. Our prognostications point to Xander's world being turned upside down when he gets updates on Victor being his natural father. It sounds like Xander's mama will come a crucial player ultimately, so there's bound to be some absorbing drama ahead. Are you looking forward to the big reveal of Teresa Donovan, Emily O'Brien, and Constantine Meliunis, John Capello's, phony scheme? Xander deserves his half of the Kiriakis' fortune, so stay tuned to see him get what Victor truly left him. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Xander's plot will come with some twists and turns, so don't miss all the action. Constantine's demands, Teresa's shock, trip, and Wendy's exit. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Monday, April 29th indicate that Constantine Meliunis, John Capello's, wants Teresa Donovan, Emily O'Brien, to dispose of his prenup. Teresa is stunned by Alex Kiriakis, Robert Scott Wilson, night with Kristen DeMera, Stacey Hayduke. Trip Johnson, Lucas Adams, and Wendy Shin, Victoria Grace, exit. Constantine Meliunis was shocked by the prenup. Although Constantine tried to hide it, suckers know that he was shocked by the prenup Maggie Kiriakis, Suzanne Rogers, presented him with. Constantine is only marrying Maggie to get his hands on Victor Kiriakis, John Aniston, plutocrat, and he cannot do it like this. Now that Constantine inked that agreement, he needs it to vanish. Constantine and Teresa are mates in crime, so why should she be shocked that he'd come to her for help? After all, Maggie is Teresa's guarantor, so she has every right to be at her house. All Teresa has to do is get into the safe and steal the papers. Supposedly, Constantine forgets that there should be several clones of this agreement in colorful places. Kristen DeMera is up to her old tricks again. Teresa had every intention of fixing effects with Alex until he decided to have a roll in the sack with Kristen. What's the world is Alex allowing sleeping with that crazy woman? Does Alex realize what Kristen has put her through? How could Alex move on so snappily like Teresa didn't count to him at all? DOOL spoilers Constantine's demands, Teresa's shock, trip, and Wendy's exit. Kristen truly had no plans to sleep with Alex at each when she first invited him to spend the night. Still, when Kristen suggested they pretend to have coitus and allow her son to find them in bed together, Alex suggests they get relief of the awkwardness and just go ahead and have coitus anyway, and Kristen agreed. Trip Johnson and Wendy Shin say their farewells to Salem. Trip has taken a leave of absence from the sanitarium to travel home with Wendy to spend time with her parents. Wendy is still relatively shaken after their near-death fire, and some time down could be just what the croaker ordered. Will Wendy be suitable to get past her PTSD and eventually move on with her life? Meanwhile, Steve Johnson, Stephen Nichols, and John Black, Drake Hodgson, have allowed Constantine to drive a wedge into their fellowship. Will Steve go apologize to Joe and make effects right? Will Constantine try to use the pawn to get relief of Steve formerly and for all? Can these two musketeers overcome all of the effects they were forced to endure and join together to take Constantine down? EJ hides Jude truth from Nicole, stunning decision after Leo blabs? Days of Our Lives, DOOL, spoilers reveal that Leo Starks, Greg Ricard, plutocrat making secrets suddenly wouldn't be so profitable presently. Sloane Peterson Brady, Jessica Surfety, will get fed up with the marriage mess that Leo's causing, so she advertised that she's officially cutting him off. It looks like that be part of why Leo goes to EJ DiMera, Dan Feuereagle, and divulges a world-shifting secret. Days spoilers say Leo will indeed have a major concession to make to EJ during the week of April 29th to May 3rd. DOOL's daily exercise videotape confirms that Leo will blunder the secret he's been keeping all this time. Leo will explain that EJ and Nicole DiMera's, Ariane Zucker, son is still alive, but he's wrong about one veritably pivotal element of the story. Days observers know Eric is actually the father of Nicole's child, but Sloane has worked ridiculously hard to keep that quiet along with everything differently. After Leo blabs to EJ about the bogus relinquishment, EJ will barge in Sloane's apartment and rip into her for stealing his son. Still, Sloane will inescapably admit that she outfitted the original DNA test and altered the inheritable report, too. Still, she can remind him that Nicole had Jude Brady tested when she suspected he was her baby, if EJ doesn't believe Sloane. EJ's sample was used for that DNA test and proved they weren't related. You can go. EJ will want Sloane to pay for all this, and he'll obviously want to ease the unsupportable pain that Nicole's felt ever since the fake demise of her baby boy. Unfortunately, EJ may soon have reservations about relaying all this news to Nicole. Sloane will presumably contend that the alternate Nicole and Eric learn they partake a child together, they'll use it as a reason to surrender to their passions and reunite romantically. EJ has seen Eric and Nicole's connection too numerous times to shut down that idea. It'll be egregious that there's potentially some verity to what Sloane's byword, and that could pump the thickets on EJ coming clean to Nicole. The study of losing Nicole may be too important for EJ to bear, especially when this baby has no DiMera blood. EJ will be dissatisfied over the maternity stunner and may wonder if he should really blow up his life over a sprat that isn't indeed his. In other words, EJ may decide to just sit on the secret and save his marriage. Leo could gain a new source of income if EJ ends up paying him to keep a tight lid on all this. Our day's prognostications suggest EJ will cover up what he's learned and sabotage his own marriage in the process. EJ may suppose he's guarding his relationship with this cover-up, but it could be the veritably thing that tears it piecemeal. Formerly Nicole inescapably finds out the verity anyway. Serena Scott Thomas joins DOOL. Is Xander's mama coming to Salem? Days of Our Lives, DOOL, spoilers reveal that a new face will arrive in Salem down the road. Days' Instagram account just verified some casting news with a teaser advertisement involving Serena Scott Thomas, who's joining the show in a mysterious part. Still, we may be suitable to break this riddle, grounded on what we rehearing from Days interposers. It looks like Serena Scott Thomas is playing Xander Cook's, Paul Telfer, mama, and the fact that Paul Telfer follows her on Instagram bolsters that buzz. It makes sense for Xander's mama to come to city and come part of the drama girding his true maternity. Maybe Xander's mama will confirm she wrote the letter to Victor Kiriakis, John Aniston, not Angelica Devereaux, Judith Chapman. Of course, it'd be nice to see Xander reconnect with his mama anyway, especially now that she's a grandmother. Victoria Horton Cook deserves to meet her grandma and form a bond with her, so hopefully Days will let that play out. Perhaps Xander's mama could also be on hand for Xander and Sarah Horton's, Lindsay Godfrey, remarriage, since they surely headed in that direction. Sarah and Xander's relationship is on solid ground, so they'll presumably tie the knot again nearly down the line. As for Serena Scott Thomas, she's known for her places on Nash Islands.